Some people just never stop. Giorgio Armani at 90 still runs his famous fashion empire, somehow thriving despite me actually never buying anything from him. And the legendary investor Warren Buffett, he's 94 and he continues steering his company, Berkshire Hathaway. And his longtime partner, Charlie Munger, he worked until he passed away at 99. Not because they had to, but because they wanted to. Work gave them purpose, routine, and a reason to get up every morning. I'm not saying you should grind forever. I spend time wondering about my future every single day. Retirement? Is it always the dream we think it is? The commercials show endless golf, beach lounging, and stress-free living, which sounds amazing until it doesn't. So in this video, I'll share 5 reasons why working as long as possible might be the best retirement plan at all. Research shows that staying engaged, whether through work, volunteering, or passion projects, keeps you healthier and happier longer. We can call it livegevity rather than longevity. How many years will you actually enjoy retirement? The question is, would you actually be happier staying in the game a little bit longer? Welcome to the Retirement Guide channel. I'm Daryl Rosen, a fiduciary wealth advisor and the brains behind this channel. I'm kidding about that last part. My firm helps people all over the country plan for and hopefully enjoy retirement. Hopefully. Let's get to it. Yes, retirement can be bad for your health. I know it may sound like paradise, but research shows it might actually shorten your life. A study from the National Bureau of Economic Research found that retirement increases the likelihood of severe depression by 40% and raises the risk of serious physical decline. Another study published in the Journal of Epidemiology and Community Health found that people who work past 65 tend to live longer than those who retire earlier. Question is why? Because work keeps your mind and body active. It provides structure, purpose, and social interaction, all of which are critical for mental and physical well-being. I had a client, Mike, who retired at 62. At first, he loved it. He was sleeping in, he was playing golf, and he was finally relaxing. But within a year, he felt sluggish. He was unmotivated, and he even started having some minor health issues. His doctor told him to be more active, so he picked up part-time consulting work. Within a few months, he had more energy, felt a lot sharper, and even lost weight just by having a reason to get up and move every day. He now says, I don't work because I need the money. I work because it keeps me alive. Side note, the money actually helps his plan. I'll get to that later. Of course, retirement doesn't mean you have to work full-time forever, but staying engaged in something meaningful can help you live a longer and healthier life. So here's a question for you, and you could put your answer in the comments. Have you ever seen someone retire and seem to age overnight? Let me know. Before I talk about purpose and happiness, let me quickly say that our firm helps viewers just like you with flat-fee retirement plans and hourly consulting. Just good, old-fashioned advice from a genuine fiduciary. To see if we're a fit, visit theretirementguide.com. The second reason to consider working longer is because of purpose and happiness. Retirement can strip that away. What gets you out of bed in the morning? If your answer is nothing, that's a problem. In a 2019 study, researchers found that individuals with strong sense of purpose had significantly lower mortality rates. Feeling useful and engaged not only boosts happiness, but it also contributes to a longer lifespan. This underscores the importance of staying active and involved, whether that's through work or volunteering or personal projects, certainly as we age. Building on that study, a 2021 study suggested that retirees who engage in meaningful activities experience better mental health and cognitive function. Those who pursued passions or part-time work reported higher life satisfaction and a reduced risk of depression. This suggests that the key to a fulfilling retirement may not lie in a complete withdrawal from work, but in finding activities with some level of structure that provide purpose and joy. The people mentioned at the beginning of this video, people like Warren Buffett and Giorgio Armani, super wealthy people, they are not working because they need the paycheck. They do it because they love it. They do it because it gives them a sense of purpose. They do it for routine and something to contribute. And that keeps them sharp. Now, I get it. Not everyone wants to work forever, but here's the catch. If you don't replace work with something equally fulfilling, you might find yourself lost in life. And when I think about people who find themselves lost, I think about my father here, about his happiness and his purpose later in life. Unfortunately, or fortunately, because dementia is a horrible disease, he passed away just last week. Years ago, when we sold our family business and he retired, he literally had 2 interests, and I kid you not about this: playing basketball, which he did at a very decent level until his 80s, and talking about the street he grew up on, Division Street in Chicago, over and over. It was brutal. And though we tried to redirect him, It really sped up his cognitive decline, and he was very unhappy. So I want you to ask yourself, what will give you purpose when you retire? The third reason to keep working is full-time leisure can get boring fast. I know we all dream of lazy mornings, no deadlines, unlimited free time, but the truth is too much free time can sort of make you miserable. There's a famous study from the University of Pennsylvania that found that people with too much free time actually report lower life satisfaction than those with a structured schedule. And they theorized the reason why is because we're wired to feel productive. We want to feel productive. When you have nowhere to be, nothing to work towards, and no goals, days can blur together for you into one long stretch of nothingness. My uncle retired at 65. He moved to Florida, and for 6 months, life was great, but then got restless. And these are his words, not mine. I feel like I'm just waiting to die. He ended up getting a part-time consulting gig, and suddenly he was happier, healthier, and more energized. Incidentally, I have a friend who hates Florida. She says that all you do there is wake up and spend the day deciding where to have dinner and how early. It's kind of funny her take on Florida. It's not far off. It's too boring for her, but I've been called boring before many times, so it doesn't really matter to me. Question for you is, have you ever had too much free time and realize it wasn't as much fun as you expected? When I have free time, I'm content for about 3 minutes before I start pacing around the room. Boy, I really need to work on myself. The fourth reason to keep working for as long as you can is that by staying engaged, you'll boost your brain power and you'll stay sharp as you age if you keep working in some capacity. There's a 2014 study that found that people who stay mentally active through work or challenging tasks reduce their risk of cognitive decline. And I want you to think about it this way. Work requires problem solving and learning new things and interacting with people, all of which keep your brain firing on all cylinders. Here's an interesting tidbit for you. My youngest son is a coder. He creates apps for Apple devices. Here's what I find interesting about Ben. When he started to code, he learned the craft, but that wasn't all. He got smarter in all subjects. All the ones I wasn't good at in school, chemistry, physics, social studies, well, all of them. Coding is about problem solving, but it engages all areas of the brain. Now, he's young, but the brain remains adaptable at any age thanks to neuroplasticity, which allows it to form new connections and absorb new information. There are a plethora of studies that show seniors who engage in continuous learning can boost their cognitive function, sometimes reaching levels similar to those of much younger adults. And while learning may take longer, older adults can still master new languages, musical instruments, and complex skills with consistent practice. There's more research that suggests that staying mentally active reduces the risk of cognitive decline, reinforcing the idea that lifelong learning isn't just possible, it is absolutely essential for maintaining brain health and overall well-being. This does not mean you have to grind away at a stressful job forever, but staying engaged through consulting, teaching, or even a hobby that challenges you can help keep your mind sharp. So my question for you, and you can put your answer in the comments, is what's something you'd love to keep learning even in retirement? Drop your answer below. And the last reason is financial. Retirement can be financially risky. So let's talk about something uncomfortable, running out of money in retirement. For every person who never worries about money in retirement, sleeps super well, there's someone who wakes up in a panic wondering if they'll make it through the next 20 or 30 years. The Boston College Center for Retirement Research found that half of retirees will struggle financially at some point due to unexpected expenses or simply living longer than they planned. And here's the kicker. Just working a few extra years can make a massive difference. Here's why. It delays withdrawals from your assets. Every extra year you work means one less year of pulling from your savings. This gives your investments more time to grow. Higher Social Security benefits. Waiting until 70 or at least 67 instead of 62 can increase your monthly Social Security check by over 75%. That's a game changer. More time to save. Even 2 or 3 extra years of earning and contributing to retirement accounts can add tens or hundreds of thousands to your nest egg. And here's an example. An acquaintance of mine retired at 62 thinking he was all set. He had the house, the nest egg, the plan, but by 78, unexpected medical bills drained his savings, and he had to go back to work, not by choice, but by necessity. It wasn't the retirement he envisioned, and for every retired living comfortably, there's someone forced to make very tough decisions, like cutting back on travel or skipping dinners out or even delaying health care as a result of their longevity. So here's your action step. Before you retire, ask yourself, can my savings really last 30 plus years? And if you're unsure, get a retirement checkup. It's better to adjust now than be forced back into work later. And we can help you with that. Just visit the Retirement Guy. All right, here are my final thoughts on this subject. Should you never retire? Well, not necessarily, but should you think twice before completely walking away from meaningful work? Absolutely. Staying engaged, whether through work, volunteering, or passion projects, keeps you healthier, happier, and financially secure. So before you retire, ask yourself, Will I stay active and engaged? Do I have a sense of purpose beyond my work? And I financially afford retirement for 30 plus years? Because maybe, just maybe, the secret to a happy retirement isn't quitting. It's finding something new to keep you going. If you like this video, you might like this one, and thanks for watching.